Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Broken Tusk Predator from NECA. I guess this guy's name is just Broken Tusk? Whatever, I don't know. I don't know anything about this comic series. If it's even a comic series, I think it is, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you guys can judge accuracy for yourself. I can't tell what it's supposed to look like based on the images and on the packaging, because I'm not sure if they're like official images or what, so judge accuracy for yourself. I'm just going to tell you the rest of the stuff, which is something you can only know by having the figure in hand. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. And this guy stands just about about 8¼ inches tall, a little higher than that, maybe 3/8. Put him about 21 centimeters, and that gives him not the best height advantage over the AVP figures. He's a little bit smaller, but not so small that you couldn't put them in the same display together and have it look okay. So for those of you concerned with that, there you go. As far as this guy's aesthetic goes, he's got a lot of add-on parts that make him look significantly different than most Predators. The shoulder pads, the chest, the crotch, the hips, the thighs, the knees. Lots of new stuff. The lower legs appear to be the City Hunter, I believe. Not sure. And then other generic parts like the hands and stuff. Maybe the wrists are slightly unique too. So lots of unique stuff. Not a unique head, but cool paint job nonetheless. The green has like a black wash on it and some silver marks. So that's kind of nice. Obviously some silver detailing. Regular detailing throughout. The chest has obviously this xenomorph head with the Flash logo on it. Not sure what's up with that. This isn't highly accurate based on the image on the box, but maybe there's just two different versions. I don't know. And then his head also has the Flash logo on it without color. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but it's there and it's done well. So kudos to NECA for that. On the back, not a whole lot of detail to talk about. Just more of the green armor. As for accessories, we only have two. We have his gun, which goes in his hand only well enough. Not particularly well, but it's doable. And then we have this really badass spear, blade, whatever you want to call this combination. It's awesome. It's really, really well done. And then the paintwork on it makes it look even cooler. I like this a whole bunch. It does come in two pieces, so if you wanted to put one in each hand, I guess technically you could, but I don't think that's how it's meant to be done. It's simply built that way for ease of build and for ease of putting it in his hand. Now, as far as articulation goes on this guy, it's relatively standard, though somewhat more encumbered than normal. For the head, we have our typical ball peg. Rotation's fine, lean's fine. You know, it's pretty standard for the Preds. It's good enough. It'll get the job done. For the shoulders, the shoulder pads are actually connected down here on the bicep, so you get pretty good range for the shoulder. No real problems there. Not quite horizontal, but it works. It's okay. Bicep swivel's fine. Double jointed elbow does work just fine. Some of them are a little stiff, like this side I can't really get it to move at the top joint, but as you can see it does work just fine. And it's just your standard hinge, so you don't have a high risk of breaking anything trying to get that to go. Be careful, but it should be okay. You do get a wrist swivel, and you have a swivel for the wrist itself, not just the forearm, and then you have a hinge. Very, very tiny peg and wrist, so be very, very careful with that. We do have his little detonator thingy on his forearm, which can be a trick to open up if you have big fingers, but it does open up, and it does have the numbers painted in there. They're not really numbers, but you know what I mean. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, we have our extendy blade on the right side, so that's nice. For the torso, I don't know what's going on for the upper torso. I think it's a standard. Yeah, it seems like a standard torso if you lift that up, but it just doesn't want to move for me. And with this, it's separated on both sides, so it can allow for the movement, but I can't get it to move at the top. And the bottom only really has a swivel with a little bit of leaning, so hopefully yours functions better at the top if you really need an ab crunch or a diaphragm joint, but mine does not. These guys are all really soft, floaty bits. I mean, they're not floating, but they're not connected all over the place. They're only connected in key spots, so they don't really get in the way too much. You can make them do a karate kick, no problem. So that's good. Going out to the side, going forward, really good range. Really, really good range. And the hips, while they do bite, they aren't especially loose. I mean, they will be together, but if you pose them separately, you lose that looseness. So it's not an ideal situation, but it's not absolutely detrimental to the figure, so that's okay. Thigh swivels in there, works just fine. Double jointed knees. Upper joint doesn't want to go. Upper joint won't go. Let's try this one. Nope, doesn't want to go. Upper joints don't work on the knees for me, but I'm sure they're just stuck, so no problems there. I mean, they're there's no reason for them to not work, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. And then for the ankles, we've seen this ball peg a little bit before. I believe we've seen these legs and these feet, but they might be slightly different versions. But they work well enough. I mean, for a ball peg, it's not too bad. So it's a decent release. If you like the way it looks, that's cool for you, and you should probably get it because it does look objectively good for what they were doing. Some limited range in the torso, but not too bad. So I'd give you the go-ahead. I think it's all right. If you're into this sort of thing, you probably won't be too disappointed. So there it is, guys. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you should probably do that too, because I do have new videos up just about every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.